Mary Wiest here. I'd like to welcome you to this edition of Country Cooking. I have a guest here with me today, Kay Vandervorst. I'm sure most of you have seen her around or in the Valley office. She's going to be doing hors d'oeuvres for you since this is going to be the first part of January. Super Bowl's coming up. So we've got some good ones here. And the first one she's going to make is crab rangoon dip. We're kind of excited to try this. So I'm going to let Kay take over.
Okay, so first of all, the recipe calls for 8 ounces of cream cheese. It calls for 2 tablespoons of milk, a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, 6 ounces of imitation crab meat, 1/4 cup of sliced green onion, a teaspoon of dried parsley, salt and pepper, a 1/4 cup of sweet and sour sauce, and a package of wonton wrappers, which we are actually going to make into little chips that you can use with the dip. So first of all, to get started, we're going to take our cream cheese, which has already been softened, and we're just going to whip it up a little bit so it's nice and creamy. Thank you, Vanna. Okay.
Some of those clumps.
Yeah, I think so. So we're going to add the milk.
2 tablespoons.
Okay, so we have a really nice creamy consistency. Okay, we're going to add the rest of the ingredients except for the wrappers. So we have, let's see, 1/4 teaspoon garlic powder, we have our green onion, which has already been so nicely chopped.
Prepping. I have to do something.
A little bit of salt. And we'll do the same with the pepper. Okay, and parsley flakes is 1 teaspoon. Okay, and then we have our 6 ounces of imitation crab meat. And all I'm going to do with that is I'm just going to take a kitchen shears. You know, it'll come kind of clumped like this, or lumped, I guess they call it. I'm just going to cut it into smaller pieces so that it makes a nice small bite of crab instead of biting into a big piece of crab meat, and we have enough for the whole dip here.
Can I get that big one? No.
Okay.
Warmed or heated with melted butter.
Really?
Crab legs, oh, to die for. Imitation.
The real crab,
Yes.
Have you ever bought the real crab in the can?
No.
It's like 15 bucks for a little can of real crab meat. So I've learned to like the imitation crab simply for that reason.
I'm still just standing here watching, like you guys. This is a recipe that Kay had sent to me, that she said pick what I wanted, so I picked this one. But I didn't know if she wanted me to prep the crab meat. Didn't know how it was supposed to be prepped, so she does get to do this part of it.
I didn't know either, since this is a new one for me also. It's one that I've always wanted to make. Kind of had it on my list of want to do recipes, so I thought this would be a perfect time.
So we're going to use the Valley employees as guinea pigs.
I'm sure they won't complain. Oops.
Actually, I think my husband John measured that out last night, so I'm hoping he got the 6 ounces that the recipe called for.
Well, let's see. We're looking at a 1/2 and 1.5 cup bowl. Yeah, I'd say he did good. He gets a star. Oops. One more little piece. Okay, so everything added. I'm just going to mix it a little bit. I'm not going to do it a lot here. Pretty good.
Are you gonna? I thought she was gonna turn it on and get it off my glasses.
No.
Great.
Okay, so we have all our ingredients mixed up here. We're going to place it into our serving bowl, which is very fancy here. We're just going to spread it into the bottom of the bowl. It smells good. Can you smell it?
A little bit.
I've never been known to say imitation crab smells good, but it really does. Kind of even. Okay, so the recipe then says that you can microwave this to warm it before serving. We're going to just set it aside for a minute while we prepare our wonton chips, or I guess whatever we want to call them.
Valley Smart Solutions are now available for your farm, home, and business. Sign up this month and receive 10% off of surveillance cameras and your first month of off-site storage for free. Call Valley today for your free customized quote at 437-2615.
Valley Telecommunications, the home team advantage.
So we're going to cheat a little bit. Okay, so it calls for one 12-ounce package of wonton wrappers, and this is what they look like. In most stores, they will be found in the
Produce section.
So when you are trying to hunt them down, they're not going to be in with the ethnic foods, but rather in the produce. I think I can get them. They kind of feel just like pie dough.
Mm-hmm. A real fine, thin layer.
Yep. Do you want to cut?
Sure. Should we try a stack?
Oh, simplify things? That would make sense, wouldn't it?
Well, pizza's fairly thick. You know, working at the school, we tried everything to make things so much easier. Yeah, this isn't gonna work. I don't have the muscles anymore.
Okay, that's one little stack. Whoops.
Do you want me
Too
to
thick?
cut and you can lay out?
Okay, so what we also need to do is we need to spray with nonstick cooking spray the pan and on top of the wontons.
I'm cheating.
Okay, how do you want me to do this so I don't get it
Just
everywhere?
spray.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It's washable.
Okay. So we're going to just lay them out.
Whoops.
Sorry.
It does call for 12 ounces of wonton wrappers, which is actually this whole package. So we might be baking these for some time. We'll check back within an hour. How did you get those out of here? You must have skinnier fingers than I
I
do.
don't think so. I just kind of bent them. There you go. And I'm sure there'd be a more technical way so I could fit more on a pan, but I really didn't think about that till after I started laying them down.
Okay, watch your hand though. I don't want you to grab while I...
Oh, okay. Okay, so we have one spread out. We're going to spray on top. Okay. And then we're going to sprinkle them with Parmesan cheese. Ooh, that was a little bit more than a sprinkle, but... I'm sure you could also serve this with any type of crackers or chips. Pita chips probably would work really well with it as well. There's one pan. Try and be more scientific this time. This is going to make quite a few.
Mm-hmm. More chips than the dip, I'm afraid.
It's not always a bad thing.
Well,
Look at her perfect little squares. Look at mine.
the employees might get a taste of the wonton wrappers with Parmesan cheese on them. I said Kay was going to try to use every cookie sheet in my house.
I maybe should have brought extras.
We'll just pull some off of the table that has the other recipes on it.
It's one of those things where once you start baking something, it's like, oh, I should just have more of these, and then I wouldn't have to stop and, let me hand me the spray, stop and wash dishes in between.
Mine may be more scientific, but yours is a lot quicker.
But you're fitting more on a pan. So this is what it looks like when it's scientifically sprayed with cooking spray and Parmesan. We will be right back. We're going to go ahead and finish prepping these to get baked, and we'll see you in a moment.
'Tis the season to get fit. Sign up for any Valley service valued at $3 per month or more and get the Fitbit Zip wireless activity tracker for free. Call Valley today at 437-2615 to hear more about this great offer.
Welcome back. We have our crab rangoon dip just finished up. We finished with our wonton wrapper chips. And so while we're waiting on that, we're going to go ahead and start on our next one, which is called Easy Mac and Cheese Muffins. Sometimes when you go to a party, and maybe it's a family party or a house party, and you have your kids with, and they look at all of these fancy, cool foods on the table, and they're like, ew, what am I going to eat? So I thought this might be a good recipe that you could include if you have some sort of family event going on. So we've already prepared, it's 2 cups of elbow macaroni, which we've cooked, and it says to cook it until firm. So we've already drained it, we've removed it from the heat, and we are going to add to that a tablespoon of butter, 1 egg beaten, and 1 cup milk. So here is our butter.
What else I think I needed yet? Oh, I know.
And our milk.
my grandkids are coming to visit, I'll probably try these out on them.
There you go.
Yep.
Looks pretty good, do you think?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we'll add that. Thank you. So we're gonna stir this until the pasta is evenly coated. Okay, the recipe also calls for 1.5 cups of shredded sharp cheddar cheese and 1.5 cups of shredded mozzarella. It says to reserve 1/2 cup of the sharp cheddar, and we're gonna stir in the remaining cheese and mozzarella cheese.
Is that a 1/2 cup here?
Yep,
Okay, I'll let you use those for now.
so I just need 1 cup, right?
Yep. I'll take this and get you measured up for 1/2 cup.
And so we'll add our 1.5 of mozzarella. Just gonna eyeball this, that'll work, right?
Sure.
Okay. Okay, so we have our cheese added to the pasta along with the milk and the egg. We're now going to prepare the topping. These have a nice little topping on. It calls for 1/2 cup seasoned dry breadcrumbs, which is so nicely prepared for me already.
It was for me too, I bought it that way.
Ah, good idea. 2 teaspoons of olive oil.
Oh, teaspoon over here.
Oh, right here.
Oh, sorry, yeah, you're right. Tablespoon was over there.
And then we need a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And I need a spoon.
Big one?
Sure. Okay, so we're just gonna kind of mix that together. It's gonna be our little crunch topping on the top. So, with our pasta mixture now, it says to spoon into the prepared muffin tin. And do you want to scoop them in?
Sure. There's enough milk in there, yeah.
Is there? That would be fine. Just scoop some of that in. Unless it... That's pretty good.
Wow, there's a lot of cheese there. That mozzarella doesn't
Yum.
melt well. Does that look okay?
It looks beautiful. I think this is gonna have mac and cheese in the box beat.
Yeah, all that cheese.
Yum.
Tricky. I think we're actually going to have to do another pan.
Kind of looking that way.
It calls for 1 muffin tin, which is 12. So if you have a 12 and a 6, you might want to pull out your 6 because it looks like we're going to have a couple extra. So I will grab another one and let Kay stir that.
Those look heavenly. Okay, I said maybe this was for the kids. This might actually disappear before the kids get a chance.
And actually, I used a Wilton pan, which is a deep pan. As you can see, it's shallower, so maybe that's why. But if you use a shallower muffin tin, you might want to pull out 2 pans instead of 1.
Is that enough? Sprinkle some in.
Yeah,
One of those.
wherever.
I always end up doing that with cake batter at the end too. It's like, okay, that didn't work well. Okay, so we have our mac and cheese cups loaded. It then says to add the reserved 1/2 cup cheddar cheese and sprinkle that on top. So we will do that. I bet you could even get kids to eat this for breakfast. Make them the night before and microwave them in the morning before school.
You know, the package of sharp shredded cheddar cheese comes in a 2-cup package. You'll want to use the whole package. Where did I put it? Over here. Because for some reason we ran out. Those 3 little buggers over here just didn't get any.
No, they really messed us up.
Yeah. Maybe we need the extra large muffin tins.
That could be. Okay, then it says to sprinkle the breadcrumb mixture, again, which was our 1/2 cup seasoned dry breadcrumbs, 2 teaspoons of olive oil, and a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. So we'll see how we come out on this one. I suppose if you have maybe picky kids, they wouldn't want the breadcrumbs on the top.
Well, if we run out, we'll have a few without, and we'll taste test to see which one's better.
Yeah. I'm making a mess.
I'm not a picky eater, so you guys will have to be the judges on which tastes better.
I'm really making a mess.
It's okay. She's stretching it now. Yay!
You made it.
Whoops. It's okay. It's sweepable.
Okay, so we are now going to bake these for 30 minutes in our preheated oven, which was set at 350. And it says, or until the top is nicely browned. So we want to allow the muffins to cool for a few minutes before we remove from the pan, and this will allow the cheese to set so that they hold their muffin shape. So we'll be back in just a bit.
Valley Telecommunications, the home team advantage.
This is the team you want on your side.
Taking you to the future with hometown pride.
Broadband, TV, phone services too.
Bringing the latest technology home to you. Valley Telecommunications, the home team advantage.
Okay, now Kay's my guest today, but I am going to go ahead and do one of our snacky hors d'oeuvres, and she gets to help me. I've never made this one before either. This one here was actually submitted by my daughter, Karina Beck. She says, Mom, you got to try this. It's really good. These days, kids love ranch dressing. Well, this is going to be something that they're going to like. It calls for 2 packages of ranch dry dip mix, 1/2 cup vegetable oil, 1 teaspoon garlic powder, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And we mix these 4 ingredients in a small bowl, and we're going to set it aside. Her daughter McKenna has started kindergarten this year, and I'm sure that the school still has ranch dressing on the salad bar for the kids. So I'm assuming, I haven't had lunch with her yet, but I'm betting she probably has one of the little square that has just ranch dressing in it. And she probably has a spoon. That's how well she likes ranch. 1 teaspoon garlic powder. And I don't have a teaspoon, so I'm going with 2 halves. So don't think I'm putting in 2 teaspoons. And then 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And 1/2 cup of oil. I'm doing the mixing, Kay's gonna do the shaking.
Ooh. It's easy enough.
Yeah, green looking.
It's not gonna stay that green, is it?
I hope not, because kids won't eat it. Kids don't like color on their food. Okay, then it calls for a gallon Ziploc bag filled 2/3 full with Crispix, which we've already done. See, we're cheating today. We're trying to get this all done so we can eat all of this. Then it calls for 2 cups of pretzels, 1 cup of peanuts, and I bought like the party peanuts, the ones that don't have the skins on it, because I don't like those red skins when I have peanuts either, really, so. Shake to combine.
My job.
Without breaking any. No, I'm kidding.
I was gonna say, oops, I'm fired. Good?
I think so. I gotta get a rubber scraper. Then you pour the ranch oil mixture over the top. And toss to coat well, so Kay's gonna do some more shaking.
Suppose you could have your kids do it and they could play catch back and forth.
Yeah.
Although you might have a few broken ones then. Think we're good?
It looks like it's going pretty good to the stuff inside should be good.
Okay.
Okay, and then it says pour half the bag on a cookie sheet and the other half on a second cookie sheet. So I'll let Kay do that. Preheat your oven to 250, which we've already done. And then we're gonna bake it for 15 to 20 minutes, stirring it every 5 minutes.
Just gonna borrow that for a second.
I get that pan.
That one has more. I didn't quite do it evenly today.
Should I hold it? And you can-
Yeah, maybe we should. There, I think we're good.
Okay.
That work?
Yep, and then we're gonna put them in the oven and we'll set the timer for every 5 minutes for 15 to 20 minutes. I better shut the dishwasher so I don't trip over it.
Top row?
Yep.
Let's say 250 or 275.
350. Oh, 250. Sorry.
Yeah, you're heated. Okay, we're we're gonna take a break for the first 5 minutes. We'll go to commercial and stuff. We'll get some of this mess cleaned up, we'll stir it, and we'll be right back at you.
Keep up to date with all the latest news and offers from Valley and get in on some fun contests and giveaways. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook.
Okay, we're back. We have a recipe that we're going to share today, and I thought it might be another one that you could use for some sort of family event or even your Super Bowl parties where you have kids around. You know, the adults are having all their fancy little cocktails for the afternoon. And most of the kids have probably heard of the Harry Potter series. This is the homemade butterbeer, and we were at Universal Studios last summer, and I wanted to try it so bad, but it was hot and the lines were atrocious, and of course it was a little spendy, so I opted not to. But we're going to make our homemade butterbeer today, and it includes cream soda, ice cream, butterscotch syrup, ice, and a few vanilla wafers. So first of all, it calls for 1 quart of vanilla ice cream, and what we've just discovered is that it's not really a quart, it's 1.75 quarts. So we're gonna kind of improvise. I'll cut that out, right?
Yeah, it happens.
I'm gonna improvise this a little bit.
You might want to cut it in chunks anyway if
I
it's going
think
in
so.
there. Huh?
So if we cut it in half first, that might be the easiest, huh?
Okay. I'll get you a spatula. Don't cut your fingers.
Lisa's here. She's medically trained. She can help.
But the sight of blood, I might pass out.
Okay, and then so we want just, let's see, 1.75. So we want half of this?
Yeah, we'll call it good.
Or kind of half? That's not quite half. It's sliding all
Which
over.
piece are we not using?
The end, I think.
Okay,
right?
I will put that on a plate and throw it in the freezer for now. Well, you know, we're not actually Rachel Ray or any of those fancy cooks on the Food Network. We are just hometown girls having a good time.
Okay. Try this again.
See, I don't see how that's all gonna fit in the blender.
I don't know either. I suppose if we pack it too hard, it will not blend.
But we're gonna have to put some of the cream soda in to start to blend it because we need some liquid to
Okay.
make it liquefy. This should be real interesting, guys. You guys might be sitting here laughing on your sofas when we start doing this because we could end up with a mess.
Well, as long as it doesn't shoot out at us, we should be safe. Okay, here we go. One more. It was a little messier than I thought it was going to be. Okay, kids, you might need your parents' help for this one.
Should we?
Okay, so we're going to add 1/2 cup of ice.
You had a measuring cup for the, there we go.
And 1/4 cup of butterscotch syrup. I think I could drink that right out of the container. No, that's okay. I think I could.
You can lick the spoon.
Thank you.
We'll go to break so you can lick the spoon.
Okay. It calls for 32 ounces of cream soda, but we were just talking, I think we're just going to start with a little bit just to make sure we don't have a overflowing mess here.
Like a volcano.
I guess, you know, we talked like root beer floats. You know what happens when you pour pop into ice cream, so fingers crossed, here we go. You think that's good to get us started?
I think so.
Okay, so we're going to get this blending here, and we'll be back in just a bit.
Valley Telecommunications is pleased to announce that our Technology Solutions Center is fully stocked and open for business. We have a large selection to meet your wants and needs. Some of the items we currently carry are a variety of corded and cordless phones, different brands of tablets such as Kindle Fires and Apple iPads and all the accessories for them, Cookin computers, Epson and HP printers and ink cartridges, Apple iPods and accessories, office supplies, wireless keyboards and mice, cellular phones and accessories, different types of media storage, cameras, headphones, power strips and surge protectors, and much, much more. You can also get your very own Valley swag. Our prices are reasonable and comparable to any other retail store. If there is something that you want or need that we do not currently carry, please let us know so that we can check into it for you. We accept all major credit cards, cash or check. Please feel free to stop by our office and check out our new and improved store for all of your technology and day-to-day business needs.
Okay, so we're ready to start blending our homemade butterbeer. And it's a lot of stuff in that blender, so
Hang on.
here we go. Which one do I press? Blend.
Boy, oh boy. Want some more soda?
Well, we might be able to add a little bit more now.
I'll pour it down those holes you just made. Oops, that doesn't work.
Team effort.
Okay, round 2.
See, even us, we're having a good time making this. You know what, guys? I would cut the recipe in half if you have a home blender, unless you have a massive one, because we still have 1.5 cans of pop to add to that, and I don't think it's gonna fit. Can you feel thick ice cream yet?
Few. But it's a lot better.
And is it supposed to be?
It's just a creamy like mixture. You know, I think all of the people walking around with these delectable little drinks, of course they had their little keepsake mugs, but you know the top part of it was foam, so I mean I know there's supposed to be some foam in it. So we'll just kind of scoot some of these ice cream chunks down.
Getting there?
Getting there, yep. We just got a few little pieces.
Valley's Mobile Command Center is coming to a town near you. Stop in at Valley's Mobile Command Center to learn more about our services, see and test some of our products, ask questions, or just to visit with us. Make sure to check your newsletter for specific dates and times when we will be rolling into your town.
Valley Telecommunications, the home team advantage.
Well, this is what we've done for you today on this edition of Country Cooking. Kay brought some really neat recipes that are first time tried here. We had a few laughs, but everything turned out really good. I'll let her explain to you what they are, and then we're gonna dig in and try them, and we'll let you know on Valley's homepage if they're thumbs up or thumbs down. So,
Okay, so first we did the crab rangoon dip. It's a crab dip and it's heated and it has a little bit of sweet and sour sauce on the top. That was to finish it off. We made our own homemade wonton chips, which was just taking wonton wrappers and spraying them with cooking spray little bit of Parmesan cheese and baking them. We did mac and cheese cups, a perfect addition to your appetizer menu for when you have kids around, and they look pretty darn delicious, so we're excited to try them too.
The last item is the Crispix Ranch Party Mix, which was submitted by Karina Beck, and Lisa and Kay have been eating it like crazy.
It's really good.
So it is a thumbs up.
And we also made homemade butterbeer, and this is of Harry Potter fame. It's simply cream soda, ice cream, some butterscotch syrup, a little bit of whipped cream, vanilla wafer, and a cherry to finish it off.
So we'd like to thank you for joining us for this edition of Country Cooking, and look forward to seeing you 2 weeks from today.